Hi, I'm Claas, CEO of Family Promise, and if you're watching this video, you probably know, or you're going to soon know, I'll be leaving after 20 years. I am going to be stepping away from the role of CEO, and I wanted to just share some personal thoughts. I have some notes here to kind of talk about this incredible experience of being the leader of Family Promise, of being involved with Family Promise. So, it started in 2002. I interviewed with Karen Olson. I'd been working in the private sector, and I wanted to move into nonprofit. I didn't know exactly what I would do, and I saw this great opportunity with this interesting organization, sat down and learned from Karen Olson that this organization changes the future for children. And that touched me personally. A lot of you know my background. By the time I was 6 years old, I'd lived in 7 different households. I spent a year in foster care. So I totally identified with the idea that an organization could have impact and ensure that children could have the future that they deserved. So I joined in a role that was actually funded by the Ford Foundation, a very specialized project. A year later, I became the director of affiliate development, then affiliate services. In 2016, became the CEO. And it's been one of the most profound experiences of my life to be part of Family Promise. And I'll say this on a personal level. Years ago, I created a PowerPoint for training that had a picture of 3 sleepy kids in a Sunday school classroom who were volunteering to stay overnight. Those are my kids, right? This was maybe 2007, 2006. They were young kids. But Family Promise has had a profound impact on my entire family. My oldest daughter works in early childhood education. My son is going to law school to become a healthcare advocate. And my youngest daughter is a nurse. And all of them, I believe, had their lives shaped by Family Promise, by their involvement, exposure, experience with Family Promise. That is the power of this organization. And that's something I've always firmly believed, right? Family Promise changes the future for children who are affected by homelessness and housing instability. That it also changes the future for those children who have security and safety and stability, right? Helping them understand that when you are blessed, you're called by God to share those blessings. So a couple of other thoughts that I want to share. In the time that I've been with Family Promise, hundreds of thousands of children have had their future changed because of the work of you, our Family Promise affiliates. And I have just been so honored and privileged and blessed and overjoyed to work with you all these years. I've visited most affiliates on site. Obviously, I've met you at conferences. I've met you at meetings and on phone and email. You've shared with me your successes. You've called me crying on the phone. You've told me more than once how I could do my job better. And I love you all so much for that engagement. I have never met a more amazing group of people than the leaders of Family Promise affiliates. And I'll close with this thought. You have taught me so much the past 20 years, and it all ties to our core values. So you have taught me empathy, right? You have taught me how we meet people where they are at, right? That we don't allow a person's circumstances and history to influence their possibility, their future. You've shown me community, right? I've been at community meetings where 150 people from all walks of life came together because they believed no child in their town should not know where they're going to sleep that night. The power of community is incredible. And we have community locally, and then we have, of course, across the country, the entire Family Promise community. You've taught me about empowerment, right? Family Promise means 2 things. It means a promise that is made to people who need help. But it is also the promise in the sense of potential. Everybody has promise. Everybody has potential. Everybody deserves empowerment and to be empowered towards seeking their own solutions in life. That's what Family Promise does. Obviously, hospitality is a core value. I've spent the night in a couple dozen congregations over the years all across the country and seen hospitality in action across the board. And hospitality to me is a very simple concept. It is sharing what is yours without judgment. Nobody does it like you do, like Family Promise does. Innovative is another one of the core values, and there are no more innovative people than particularly executive directors at Family Promise who see opportunity where others see obstacles, right? Who can recognize that existing resources can be marshaled in a way that will impact the lives of children and their families and forever make their communities better. And then the last one, of course, is dynamic, because there is no more dynamic group than Family Promise volunteers, Family Promise staff, Family Promise guests. We are alive, we are working together, we are responding to the circumstances we have and constantly identifying ways that we can have success. I have gained so much by being involved with Family Promise, by being able to call so many of you friends and co-workers and fellow advocates. You are an incredible group of people making an incredible impact. Now, I'll close with this thought here. Collectively, we all believe that no child's future should be defined by their housing status. Family homelessness will not end right away. It will take a long time. It will take a lot of work. We are facing some incredibly difficult challenges. But I know that we can someday reduce and end family homelessness. And I know the way that that can happen is if every community adopts the core values that Family Promise exhibits, puts them into action. We do that, there will no longer be children not sure of where they'll be sleeping that night. Thank you so much.